Hello everyone, we're looking at the forecast, astrological forecast for the dates between the 14th and the 20th of October. So this is quite a hectic week. We do have a very strong full moon, which will be affecting us throughout the whole week. And it is quite a tense full moon with a square to Mars, to Pluto. So we are having pretty much a T-square going on. So there is a lot of sacrifice, healing. Maybe we have to heal something. Maybe we have to put some sort of boundaries somewhere, and we have to stand up and fight for yourself. But be cautious. We can easily get burned during this process. Although I wouldn't get myself into a lot of fights, but don't let people walk all over you during this period, because they will if they can. So we're starting Monday with a sun making a trine to Jupiter, which is quite a positive aspect. Bear in mind, Jupiter is in Gemini, which is a fall. So yes, we do have a lot of energy, and it's sort of like, okay, there are certain things that I don't like, but I don't care. I'm just going to get them done anyway. So there is that sort of flow energy, a little bit like, okay, I am doing that for a certain purpose, although I might not like what I'm doing, okay? So we are feeling like we are supported by someone on our path. The sun is making a square with Mars on the same day, so we can feel quite mobilized, but also very accident prone and very risk taking. So watch out for that energy. There are conflicts, there are fights, a lack of control, emotional control that we will have to deal with. We can feel hurt by someone during that period. So don't take everything so personally, which will be quite difficult, because on Tuesday we have Venus making an opposition to Uranus. So yeah, not take it personally. Yeah, good luck with that. Why? Because between Monday and Tuesday, the sun is in Pisces. So that energy makes us very emotional anyway. So we can feel quite emotional and quite easily upset by something or someone. So Venus making an opposition with Uranus, but bear in mind, Venus is in the sign of Scorpio. So we can feel like women are definitely against us, like we are having some sort of unexpected changes. We might have to do, we might want to have a change that we can't take yet. There might be something can be too harsh, too strong. Someone could come on to us too strong, and we can feel like, okay, this is not the type of flow that I want in my life. On Wednesday, Venus is making a trine with Neptune, so that gives us a little bit more like a lovable, chilled energy. Just relax. A little bit more like fantasy type of spiritual energy. So we're gonna relax a little bit. On Thursday, there is a full moon in the sign of Aries. That is making a square to Mars and Pluto. So we will feel like there is a lot of dynamic, very strong type of don't get burned type of energy. We can feel like we have to do something, and it has to be done now, not in a minute, not later, just now. But at the same time, Venus will make a sextile with Pluto, giving us a little bit of a stronger energy, like a feeling of freedom, like we are letting go of something, like we feel like, okay, we can make some sort of changes in our looks. We can feel like we want to change in our looks. We can feel like there is that sort of energy. Okay, let's get it done. We can gain money during that day. Venus will move into Sagittarius at the end of that day, giving us a little bit of a flow. I love Venus in Sag because it's very open-minded. It's a very happy, outgoing, adventurous Venus. She likes to explore. She likes to travel. She likes to learn. She likes to expand. So that sort of Venus is very happy. I have it in my own chart. So it's one of those like easygoing Venuses. On Friday, we will have that sort of energy of we might find out something. We might realize something. We might have to catch up on our work, and we might need to do something, but we won't be able to do it. So we will have to slow down a little bit, watch out for health. On Saturday, that is a very strong and happy energy. We will feel a little bit more excited, like we can do stuff. It's a very good time to do something different, to try something new and have fun. Sunday next week is very much about wanting to do something, but probably we can't, and we might feel the urge to say something and be quite honest, but people will take it completely the other way. So be cautious what you say and how you say it. So it's, it's not what you say, it's how you said it, that sort of energy. And we might feel a little bit lost on Sunday. So let's have a look at all the signs and where that takes us. So we're starting with Aries. The energy is all about relationship at the very beginning. So don't be surprised if you have to deal with certain people, and you could be challenged by others between Monday and Tuesday. Watch out for any sort of financial losses and people trying to attack you in a way. During those days. From Wednesday onwards, it's an energy of slowing down, taking things easy. The next day we have a full moon, which basically opens your mind to do things differently. There might be something to do with your security, where you want to be, what actually gives you security in your life. The further we go, Venus will move into Sagittarius, giving us a little bit of that flow. Out of a sudden, there will be something in a fire sign that gives us the spontaneity that we need, and the weekend will be, again, relationship-based, doing something together, spending time together. You might meet people that you've forgotten about, and you might actually visit people that you haven't visited for a while. For Tauruses, this is the start of the week, is all about work and some sort of relationship conflicts at work or people that you work with. You might feel that you are being taken advantage of, and be cautious. You have to put some sort of boundaries there. On Wednesday, positive meetings with friends, having a little bit of fun. We do have a full moon that basically stimulates your new ideas, maybe work, maybe you are thinking about taking on a new project. Venus will be moving into your 8th house, so that will give you a chance to make some additional money, but it will also boost your sexuality, so you might feel a little bit more sexually open. And the weekend is all about work. Maybe you will be changing your direction. You might start thinking about learning new things, expanding on something that you haven't been doing for a while. On Wednesday, for Geminis, this energy starts with fun, kids, romance. So there might be some sort of problems in the heaven or in the paradise, so watch out for that. Difficulty at work, watch out for finances at work. You might feel stimulated, you might get a new job offer, you might think about taking some sort of changes in your workplace from Wednesday onwards, and new chances appear from Thursday onwards. So there might be a chance of taking something new, maybe signing a new contract, maybe being more out there, especially that Venus will be moving into your 7th house, and that will stimulate your love life. But not only that, you might actually sign contracts, you might meet new people that will basically broaden your horizons. For Cancer, that's a very strong energy. That is a very energy of family, of security, of issues, things that you hide from others. There might be a lot of where you're coming from, what have you done so far. Difficulties in relationships, partnerships, and children could appear. You might start thinking about travel, about going somewhere, maybe studying a course or taking on a course. There might be difficulties with children at the beginning of the week. The full moon is taking place in your 10th house, so that's like starting a new career, or maybe you will see a results of your career, or something that you started about 6 months ago. Venus will move into your 6th house, so that will give you more things going on. You might work on things, you might expand on certain things that you've been doing. For the weekend, it's all about staying in, maybe making some sort of plans to build something better, about something stronger, something nicer. For Leos, this energy starts with difficulties in travel, friends, change of plans, maybe difficulties in the family, especially the family that you're coming from. Difficulties with neighbors, maybe somebody will be pushing your buttons or causing some sort of havoc. Difficulties with your partner and your family, maybe mum. Women in general will be causing some sort of issues at home, something that will have to be resolved on Wednesday. Wednesday brings money, so you might feel financially more stable, more in line, but we do have a full moon in your 9th house. This is the time when you make a decision. This is the time when you see the results of something that you've been working towards. This is the time when you have to start thinking about something that you've started a while ago, and you have to take something on. Venus will be moving into your 5th house, giving you a little bit of expansion and happiness in general. You might see things from a different perspective. Also, the further you go into the weekend, there are more travel, more visiting, more going to places that you haven't visited in a while. For Virgos, this is all about self-confidence, how you feel about yourself, and money. So self-worth, do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel good in the work that you are? Do you feel good with the people that surround you? Do you have to put some sort of boundaries? Maybe you have to be less diplomatic and more in other people's faces. Maybe you have to say something and basically stand up for yourself when no one else does. For Wednesday, there might be a very positive romance, dating type of energy. For Thursday, there is a full moon in your 8th house. That is a strong energy that brings finances, changes in your plans. You might realize that you have to change your plans, whether you like it or not. You might actually be more risk prone. For Venus is moving into Sagittarius. That will bring more stability for you. You might reconnect with your family. You might start changing things at home. You might start making things better. But most importantly, you will work on that energy of feeling good about yourself in a way, and what actually gives you security. The weekend is all about money. There might be some sort of travel involved that you have to spend money on. For Libras, this is the energy of changing your direction, especially work-wise. Maybe you have to disconnect from the work that you do. Maybe you have to think about finances, how you're being paid. There might be changes to your partner's wealth in general, or money in general could be a bit of a difficult energy. From Wednesday, there might be changes to work that are very needed that you have to take on, and quite difficult energy in partnerships, especially work. So you might have to sign a contract, or something that they've been talking about at work will basically take place now, that you have to deal with. Venus will be moving into your 3rd house, so you might think about a business or expansion of a business that you've been planning on. You might feel like you are working on a very important project. The further you go into the weekend, it's more about you. You might concentrate more about yourself, about making some sort of changes to yourself. You might feel like you need to stay with yourself rather than with others. For Scorpios, this energy brings a little bit of an isolation type of energy. I want to isolate myself from those difficult energies. I want to take a step backwards. The beginning of this week can bring some sort of changes to your routine, changes to what you do, to who is around you. There might be difficulties with partnerships or with people that you work with. Somebody could push your buttons and you might get into fight. Try not to be as responsive as you normally are. Venus will be making a trine with Neptune. Dates. You might actually go out on a date that you haven't been for a while, and the full moon is actually activating some sort of changes to your routine. So out of a sudden you might change something in your everyday basis. You might start studying as a result of that. Venus will be moving into your 2nd house. That will boost your finances for the next couple of weeks. So you might see some positive results with finances, especially that it will make an opposition with Jupiter during this week, during this period. And the end of this week is all about traveling somewhere, taking a break, doing something different, forgetting about everything. It's all about dreams and fantasy for the weekend. For Sagittarius, the energy starts with a little bit of a difficulty, financial difficulties with money, difficulties with people around. There might be some sort of problems with banks, work. There might be difficulties at work in regards to finances, any sort of debts, loan, responsibilities, so whatever you're being paid for. Then we go into a home related issues. So you might be working more with home, with properties. You might be expanding more on properties, making them bigger, expansion, more expanded, and basically you might actually invest into a property. A full moon is giving the results of the last 6 months. So you might actually start a project, do a project, get some money, build, invest into a property, or invest into your child. Venus will be moving into your 1st house. That will make you feel so much better about yourself, so much more positive and more outgoing. The weekend will bring an energy of friends, meeting people, maybe gaining some sort of information from other people in general. Then we've got Capricorns. For Capricorns, it's all about work or about relationship. There might be some sort of difficulties with relationships, with contracts, with people that you work with, but especially children and partners. So anything to do with home environment might be difficult, and it could feel like there is something that you're finding out about. There might be a woman or a mother, a partner, or, well, a wife, or or anyone that is basically getting in your way, that is making things more difficult, and you will have to walk away from those. For Wednesday, the energy is all about taking a break, maybe traveling somewhere, maybe seeing things from a different perspective, getting some sort of positive news and gaining some sort of money. The full moon in your fourth house can be a decision about moving, can be a decision about investing in her property, can be a decision about inheritance, and it could be a decision about signing something that is good for you. Venus will be moving into your 12th house, finalizing anything to do with finances. You might gain more money that you've basically forgotten about. Something can come back to you. Work-wise, will be very busy over the weekend. You might catch up on something, but try not to do too much on Sunday, because this is the time to actually take a break, and people can be more sensitive to anything that is being said. So watch out for work during Sunday, but also about saying things to people. For Aquariuses, these energies start with work and plans. You might be planning something more. You might be working on work a lot more than you've been doing. There is an energy of how you balance work and family. There is an energy of, are you actually balancing those energies? Is there anything that needs more of your attention, something that you need to look out for? Difficulties at home, or you might not be able to maintain all of your responsibilities, and difficulties with that. Probably some sort of health issues of yourself or family members can also appear during that period. Venus will be making a trine with Neptune, so that could give you some more money, but also a little bit of money that is being invested into something, but it's a positive investment. The full moon in Aries is in your 3rd house. It's how you utilize money that the knowledge that you've got. So maybe you will be earning money through your knowledge. Maybe you will be changing your plan. Maybe you will be making some sort of different changes to your business, or there might be ideas on how to make money. Venus will be moving into Sagittarius. That will give you a lot more hope and a chance to make some sort of wishes true. So this is a good, more travel and more business-based weekend. So you might be working more on your responsibilities, money and properties. And lastly, Pisces. For Pisces, this is the energy of reconnected to your family, but also dealing with any sort of debts and issues with properties or family members. There might be difficulties within your partner. There might be difficulties on changes to some sort of things that you owe. Maybe there are some sort of changes to things that people that you've been talking to. Issues with siblings and cousins, something that you have to organize time-wise. There might be some time issues that you basically can't maintain. Some more responsibilities with your children in general. But most importantly, there is an energy of studying. You might actually decide to study, do a course, sign up for something. A full moon in your 2nd house can bring you a new source of income, or can give you a new source of income over the period of next couple of weeks. You might have to invest more money into your partner or your child. You might gain a child as well. Venus will be more going into your 10th house. That will give you an energy of work. You might prove yourself a lot more. You might work on your work more, and you might actually get to the position where things are getting a little bit better. Venus will be, for the weekend, there is a chance of actually taking a break, meeting people that you haven't met for a while. You might reconnect to a friend, or you might go and visit somebody that you haven't visited for a while. I'd like to wish you a very good week. All the best.